I have a vague idea to make some kind of miniature, and I don't really know why. Sometimes I have ideas that are vague images, a thought of something that would be interesting to see become made, if that makes sense. And now in my mind I can see a bookshelf and a small creature reaching for a book that's a bit too high. And hopefully I can show you the process. Maybe it will be, I don't know, entertaining or fun, interesting. So we'll see. Let's just start with some simple materials, scrunch stuff together and see what happens. I think I'll make the bookshelf first. I'm thinking a quite tall bookshelf. You need one top and one bottom. That's too long. Let me guess, this one's too short. Well, at least I tried to cut them the same length. Oh, I don't think this is going to be straight. It's a bit wobbly. Oops, damn it. Is this nice? I'm tired of sanding, so I'll just cut it and hope for the best. I think I'm cutting too much now. There's a gap here. Will I be annoyed by this the whole time? Yes. Who needs brain cells? Okay, so this one is loose. Okay, I'm really not as focused as I should. When I built this, I was a bit tired, I think. It's uneven without being charming, so I'm contemplating just building a new one. I don't really know what's wrong. Let me look at some references. I'm sort of feeling this kind of vibe. Could be cool. I just scrunched this tinfoil into a ball. This is a classic ball shape. If I want the creature to look small, it can reach for this shelf. Okay, let's just cut a couple of pieces of wire and see what happens. My thinking here is that I need something to signify the, would it be the knee of the animal? Yeah. I also want it to look like it's on its tippy toes. It almost starts to look like a frog. This is something. Let's just attach these wires to the center of this little sausage of tinfoil. That was 9 minutes of building. At least I'm not over efficient. That's a good thing. Could I just glue this? No. Would that work? Glue and some baking soda. At some point things will start to stick together. How long should the arms be? And some more super glue. Boop. What I find interesting is that even though I have no idea what I'm doing, well, I don't know, do I know what I'm doing? It doesn't feel like I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. I've not known what I've been doing many times before. And what I found is that if I just keep on going, it usually works out somehow. Like for instance, now I know this will at some point be a problem. It sort of sticks out in the wrong place in the body of this creature I don't even know what is. And I'm like, if I just hit it with a hammer, maybe it works. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, check this out. What is this monstrosity? Should I just force it like this? Yeah. This is a reaching creature. Elbows, I think one of the arms should hold on to the shelf somehow, and the other one is reaching for a book. Let's clean up and see about getting some clay on this thing. This is starting to look more and more like a frog, and maybe that's okay. And I realized I've formed chicken legs on a frog, and I checked some references, and frog legs are sort of thinner all the way. Nice face. I think the belly sort of fits. Yeah, and there's flat area on the back. They're not smooth, they have dots. Okay, let's bake this bad boy. I've been looking at frogs' feet. They have these flat areas that I might put into the toes. And of course I need more than just one toe. That could be a toe. It took some fiddling, but I think this is as close as I get. I'll bake this now, and then we don't have to be that careful. I just rolled some balls and baked them separately. He definitely needs some eyelids. It might be that his whole face should have been a bit shorter. I think I'll leave him like this. I can place the fingers easily on the book. Pinky, middle finger, long finger. I want to have the thick part, this part here somehow. So that's the main structure of the hand. That's actually not bad. I want the wrist part, just to cover here. One, two, three. Okay. Yoink. Yeah. The whole model is quite fun. I like it. I like the details of the arms. But there's one problem. When he stands up, he can reach the top shelf. It makes him look not as helpless as I wanted him to look. I wanted him to look like he was struggling to reach the top shelf, but now it looks like he's made for reaching top shelves. Maybe I should cut away most of his underarm, forearm. It's a bit risky. And usually when I have this feeling that if I change something it's gonna get better, I usually don't regret changing things, even though it seems a bit scary. Oh, that's an arm. Phew. If I cut off this much, the hand should be one shelf lower. There. When I come to these points where I want to change something that feels a bit radical, I have to remind myself I built this, which means I can do it again. So if I mess up, it's just a matter of time before I have a new one. No fear, right? What I'm doing now is I'm adding super glue and normal baking powder. And this combo becomes this really strong compound. Feels a bit like really hard plastic, and it dries really quickly. Before it was elbow. Now I think this looks like an elbow. It should be okay to just take this one away and make the elbow a bit further back. That's so much better. He looks more helpless now, I think. It's fun. I like it. I've been assembling books in rows like this, and generally centering them to make it stack a bit unevenly, but flat in the bottom, so it rests well in the shelf. I started making this base, and I thought it was not that interesting to show, but then the plywood, this is a plywood board, then the plywood was a bit, I don't know, ugly. So I started putting plaster on it. I realized I wanted to make a stone floor for the bookshelf. Just spread a bit of a thick layer of plaster, and then I'll carve some stone into that. And that might be interesting to show, I think. I scratched the surface a bit more, did some adjustments to the plaster. So now it's time for some dry brushing. And when you dry brush stone and these things, it doesn't really matter if it's a bit uneven, because stone is, as you probably know, uneven in nature too. This is a mix of brown and black paint, little bit of thinner, airbrushed thinner, a little bit of water, and a drop of soap. I just used some window cleaner, because that was what I had here. I've put a base coat of black and a white zenithal highlight, just aiming the airbrush from the top, and this helps make the form read well. And I think I'll continue a bit with the airbrush just to get some base coat of greens and some patterns on the frog. I ended up doing most of the paint job with the airbrush. I actually consider this paint job to be quite done. Of course, the book needs to be a book color. Since the frog is quite yellow, green. I'm going for reddish purple. It's not far from complementary at least. And the eyes needs to be eye colored. So the finishing touch is to have some gloss varnish on the eyes. The more I work with this guy, the more clear it is that this is a librarian. And what else is missing than a pair of glasses? I try to make the videos look a bit clean and tidy when I film, but just to be clear, I'm a quite messy builder.